The steel or flesh, which is stronger. Now it's basically, if you know this fucking reference, obviously I'm referring or basically pertaining to or conferring to the idea itself of Conan the Barbarian, of course. So yeah, the 1980s movie, to be honest. It's a really, really interesting question, to be honest, though. Steel is basically a personification or basically alluding to the idea of perfected will. Perfected will as in a context itself of sharpened, the one is polished itself. Whether it be an artist or a warrior, they know what's right and wrong, or that values and weights or scales too, morality and ethics too as well, for their for that contributes greatly or in beneficial to their deontology. Still is sharpening. It's just the destruction. It still is sharpening the destruction of weakness and illusion itself. Seeing that life is life or action. Life is life or action. Life is life, and action and is of duty and is of duty. Steel sees everything, or one with the steel or adheres to steel, see the way as just a forward, never going back, just continue. Of the physical, of the physical and of the body. There of the body. Therefore, also of them. Therefore, the sharpening of the soul too as well. It's a sharpening, but the strengthening of the spirit. That's it. Like of idea, as said by Yukio Mishima when he thinks about what was said in his book about that idea itself, about the Grecian or the Olympic ideal. Not really ideal, but not really like ideal, to be honest, but basically this um Olympian idea or notion itself of the body, that it must be cultivated, because with it leashes the mind. With it leashes the mind. Flesh and flesh. Flesh is ironically 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 of the mind, of the manipulation and scrutiny of the mind itself, of deception, Machiavellianism. It is of relation and connection. Not only of relation and connection, but cohesion. But of course, Tulsa Doom, or the villain in this movie, uses that for his own good or gain, even. And to see everyone, not really everyone, basically, of his follower and leech itself, or just basically his troops, or basically his good or ruffian itself, to just use, or his ruffians, just of it, so of his ruffians. This idea itself that that they do his bidding. They sacrifice their own will, as their own will or free will. That their free will, that that they are that they follow his footsteps. Will follow his footsteps, as they see Tulsa Doom as of strong, not really because of his physique. Yes, he can transform and change it, but the idea itself that his physique is just not that, compared to Conan's when compared to Conan's caricature, is just different, to be honest. See, a weak man sees strength in numbers, not of an individual. But in this context, it can be broken down as this idea itself of Tulsa Doom having magic as well, having magic or power, magic, or this idea, or just basically this idea of power itself. Power as not in a context, in a physical sense, but sorcery, even intellect or knowledge as well, can be used to navigate, can be used as a compass in this world. that can be used is basically this idea of divide and conquer. This idea itself of conquering, or even a conquering of exploitation to others. What is stronger what is stronger? Combine even the both, or stronger than both? Than both, or than the two? To be honest, than the two, that one that surpasses it. The one that is stronger, that is one that's basically integrate the boat itself, or uses it. Not the steel. It's not the steel, not the seal, or not the flesh, but the use of both. To be honest, the flesh, the flesh when in tandem with the steel, will and also relation. It is of the factor or the sum of a strength of a person. That's the one that inside itself that keeps going and going. Steel, steel is without a hand. Steel is without a hand. Then it is weak as flesh is. Flesh is weak and it is be killed by flesh is weak and it is be killed and it is killed by when it is killed by violence or force itself. Who made that, to be honest though? Obviously the person, but beyond the person itself or the individual is that force itself that keeps persisting and persisting, just enduring and enduring, is going and going, not going and going. One that can use the intellect, not even just the intellect itself, but his own craft or skill. His own craft or skill. That's it. What is a man without his skill? Or what is a man without his intellect even? But that in sea itself, that there is a thing itself that's basically beyond both, or is beyond the boat. That is beyond both. That thing that still keeps continuing regardless of what. Regardless of what path he chooses, he still is. That's it. He still is. As stronger, that is stronger than the boat is that. That's it. Mr. Skills out. That's it.